Colossians chapter 3 verse 5 says, Mortify, therefore, your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. Give sin an eviction notice. Most of us would have experienced living with disorderly tenants. Others can somewhat relate with bad neighbors or family members. We know how uncomfortable that makes us being in our own home. Our body is described by Paul as a place where God lives. Therefore, we are supposed to keep it clean and in order at all times. In order for that to happen, we have to first get rid of some sinful actions which inhabit us. I call them bad tenants. Seeing that you are the caretaker, you have to get rid of these disorderly occupancies in your body. If these sins were a person, how do you believe they would act in your home? Let us look at them in this sense. Looking back at the verse just read, the first person we are told to give an eviction notice with immediate effect is fornication. Fornication refers to a person who has intercourse, especially out of wedlock. So, as a person, fornication would be that tenant who enjoys bringing person in your home for pleasure. He has no problem defiling the marriage bed, which is intended to be holy unto God. Next, we have uncleanness. Uncleanness refers to being impure by lust, luxurious, wasteful living, and the like. You know him by his trail. He leaves everything disorganized and in total mess. He contaminates everything he touches, and you can smell his presence from afar off. His words and living are total chaotic. He tries to live a life in luxury to impress, and is well known as a wasteful person. Then we have inordinate affection. This has to do with passionate desire, impulsive desire, anything which stimulates from feeling in a bad sense. As you think about this one, you think about some kind of misfortune. He suffers a lot based upon wrong decision, for he desires everything that is unlawful. And his decision doesn't come from critical thinking, it comes from feeling. He cannot help himself. But you as a caretaker, think about having goods on your premises that are all illegal. Next we have evil concupiscence. This has to do with cravings and desire for what is forbidden. This would be like a pregnant woman who always have the wrong kinds of cravings. The one you have to commit sin to receive and give it to her to satisfy her desire. She mounts up your account and leave you in an everlasting debt, and the result of that is death. Think about having this kind of tenant who mounts up the bills and doesn't desire to pay any of it. And lastly, we have covetousness. Covetousness, as we know, deals with greed, always wanting more in a wrongful sense and can never be satisfied. He endangers your life with his life of greed and have a big appetite for what belongs to others. He doesn't take no for an answer, and whatsoever he desires, whether you like it or not, he is going to take. Your opinion or feeling doesn't matter, for he cannot be satisfied. And Paul likens this to idolatry. Who would love to have these persons living in their home or on their premises? Yet, majority of them occupies our body. There are some of the occupants Paul said we must get rid of out of our life. He said it best. Instead of giving them a pep talk or first and second warning, we should instead mortify them. Mortify means put to death, render them powerless, take away the power that they have in our life, take away the key which gives them access in our life. Remember that your body belongs only to God and not for the enemy and his crowd. The presence of God desires a clean house to dwell in. With his help, you can get rid of these tenants. Sanctify yourself, therefore, and give God the key to open each door in your life. Let Him find every room holy, organized, consecrated, and clean enough to live in.